Hi, I'm Richard Neville from Richard Neville Tai Chi, and today I'm going to be looking at the 16-step form. Now, when we move from the 8 to the 16 to the 24 to the 48, it's not just about difficulty, it's really more about length. And we start with the 8-step form because it's relatively easy because you're just going one side and then the other side. With the 16, it introduces us into moving. The whole point of Tai Chi is moving meditation, so that's what the 16 does. You still get a nice flow and movement with the 8th step, I really like it, but with the 16 you start to move a bit more. Now, as with all forms of exercise, and Tai Chi in particular, there are different types of 16. And if you do any kind of a search on the internet, you will find people doing it slightly different ways, people doing it totally different ways. The one I'm going to show you here is perhaps the most popular one, but it's not my favourite one. My favourite one is a variation, and there will be a video of that one as well. But, as always, enough of the yakety. We're here to try and do some Tai Chi. So, like I say, this one we're going to move one way and move the other. This is my first take, so I'm not entirely sure how much room I need, but we will find out together. So as always, it's just heels together, feet pointing out, because we do our prepare and begin. We always do that, regardless of whether it's the 8 or the 48. So we do our prepare and begin. I'm not going to be super strict on this, by the way. This is kind of more for information purposes only. That's our prepare. That's our begin. I was going to say like the 24, but if you're new to Tai Chi, you won't necessarily know what the 24 is. But we're going to go from this direction to that direction. And we do that by bringing the hand to the top of the ball, scooping around, pulling in, holding the ball on the right. I'd already turned my right foot in a little bit, but if I hadn't done it enough, I can come around, left hand comes up, right hand goes down, up on the right heel, pull across, and down to our part wild horse's mane, number 1. We do 2 of them. So we pull the ball back towards us, come up on that foot, turn it out, step in, step through, our second part wild horse's mane. From part wild horse's mane, we go into white crane spreads wings, and we use our left hand to pull the left foot in onto the toes, and then we kind of pull back to come up on the toes of the right foot. The left hand's coming up in front of the face, turn that palm to the sky, right hand by the right hip, extend on the right toes, white crane spreads wings. From here, we're going to do 2 brush knee and push. So we drop that left elbow, turn the waist to the right, swap the hands over, come all the way across to the left, swap the hands over again, brush across that right thigh and step out a little bit, and come forward. Remember, we're not pushing in that sense, it's a bit of a daft name really. We're kind of pushing by bringing the weight into the right leg to bring us forward. After we do the right side, we do the left side. So that's our second brush knee and push. From here, sometimes I will need a moment because I just forget what I'm doing. That's our second brush knee and push. We sink back, turn the left foot out, the left hand comes out, make a fist with the right hand, pull around and down, and step in. Lead with this shoulder, because we're going to step out on the heel, deflect, parry, and punch. I hope I'm still in shot as well. From here, we're going to do an apparent close-up, or a seal knot. Open the right hand, come underneath, roll back and come down, come underneath and come forward. Bring both hands down and step back. Right hand is going to make a bird's beak. Left hand lifts the left leg, pull across into a single whip. Open the right hand, push the hands out to the side and step in. And then when you flatten the right foot, you can come up on the toes of the left foot as you lift, and then kick out for play of the lute on the left. So your left hand is higher than the right. 2 times, step back and whirl arms. 1, 2. This is where it gets a little bit weird for me because the difference with some of the forms is you do things on different sides. So if you're used to doing one set, you will always be used to doing it on one side, so it becomes a bit weird and difficult when you're doing the other. So that was our second one. I'm going to sink back into the right leg and come up on the left heel and turn that in. Meanwhile, the right hand is coming to the top of the ball, I'm coming up on the heel of the right foot and turning it. As this left hand continues down, pulls in, I'm holding the ball on the right. I step out on the left to do a weave with shuttles on the left. Left hand becomes the top of the ball, right hand can come around and scoop in, step out, weave with shuttles to the right. Step in left to right, let the upper body come down to neutral, left arm straightens, right arm blocks, and then brushes across that thigh onto the right toes, pincer with the left hand, over the top to needle at C bottom. Straighten that hand, straighten the arm, turn the palm to the left, take a little step to the right, bring the right hand up to the left elbow, push and pull and turn that right foot in to here, then pull the right hand across. Then we're going two cloud hands. 1, 2, step in, hold the ball on the left, grasp peacock's tail to the right. So step out, up and away, down and in, forwards and backwards. Then we're going to do it the other side. So we come around, turn that right foot in, use the left hand to pull in and back, step out, left hand against the patio door, right hand starts to slide it open, step back, down around and in. So if you've done the 8th step, you'll recognize the moves. The moves haven't changed, but you're just putting them together to make a bit of a run or more of a run. So that is one version of the 16 step. I'll do another run through of it facing the other way just so you can kind of see little bits that you might have missed. But otherwise, that's it. And I do quite like it, I just don't like it as much as the other one. So we're going to do the 16 step form facing the other way. I'm not sure it'll make any difference, but it might be easier to follow along at home if you're kind of able to do exactly what I'm doing. So the heels are together, the feet are pointing out, we prepare. Normally give it 10 seconds just to let everything sink into the ground a bit, just to start relaxing the shoulders, just to start sinking down. And then we begin. So up and down, right hand to the top of the ball, left hand can scoop in to do a part wild horses main 1, pull back, part wild horses main 2, pull in, change the feet over, step out onto the right foot. Do what I call a fake brush knee because you need to get over to the left so you can then do it on the right. Brush knee on the left, sink back, left arm's going to come around to cover because you're making the fist with the right one, pull in, and you're going to lead with this, remember, you want to create a narrow target for somebody. Step out, deflect, parry, punch, apparent close up, pull in, make your bird's beak here, do your single whip, open the right hand, pull down and in, play the lute on the left. 2 step back and whirl arms, so that's 1, that's 2. This is where it gets tricky for me, this is where I've got to think. Left hand's going to come down and pull across, right hand comes to the top of the ball, up on the heel of the right foot to turn, and then you can step in, do your weave with shuttles to the left, come around and pull in, weave with shuttles to the right, step in, do your needle at C bottom, little step out, push and pull, come across to the left, cloud hands 1, cloud hands 2, and you're holding the ball on the left, step out, up, down, forwards, backwards, forwards, turn the foot, pull around, hold the ball on the right, step out, come up, down, forwards, backwards, forwards, open that door, come around and step in. So there we go, that's the 16. I'll get some instructions written up. But it's worth trying, it's worth persevering. So that one for me, the move that took the longest for me to learn was when, hang on, 1, 2, it took me ages to learn, because normally the high hand would stay high and pull across. This one, you're turning one foot, turning the other foot to here to get through into there. Once you've learnt it, it makes perfect sense. But even for somebody who's been doing Tai Chi a long time, certain moves, when you're doing something new or out of order, may take a little longer to learn. The other one that took some learning for me was after the first 2 part wild horses mains, using the left hand to pull in and then swapping and step out, because that's not how I would normally do it in the 24. In the 24, Sassy's got me thinking now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, in the 24, it's the other way. So that's why it's sometimes good to learn these different forms as well, because while a really good exercise, maybe not as fantastic as some of the adverts on the internet would have you believe at the moment, but it really is a fantastically good exercise. But doing these different forms and using different arms and different legs means that it kind of just means that you are definitely exercising your entire body. Doing an exercise routine where you lift one arm up but not the other arm isn't a complete exercise routine. But in Tai Chi there's always moves where you're lifting arms and lifting your legs, so it's not too much of a concern. But it's just really good to help your brain out as well. Remember, one of the good things about Tai Chi is it's a little bit of a mental workout, because you do need to concentrate. I always say that's part of where the appeal of Tai Chi comes in, because while it's very slow and methodical, and it helps you relax, one of the ways it helps you relax is because you need to concentrate. You can't think about anything else because you're thinking about your hands, and you're thinking about your legs, and you're thinking about breathing and moving and pushing and coming forwards and backwards. And if you're thinking about all of that, you are not thinking about what bin day it is or what report you have to submit or any of that kind of stuff. So that is the 16. Have a go. Let me know what you think.